What if the biggest discoveries out there weren't in some distant galaxy, but were actually hiding in plain sight all around us? Well, today we're diving into four incredible breakthroughs that reveal these unseen worlds, from the ancient past to the inside of our very own minds.
From the very dawn of life to the complex wiring of our brains, scientists are developing these amazing new tools that are letting us see what's always been there, but remained completely invisible to us. Well, until now. All right, let's kick things off by jumping way, way back in time. We're talking billions of years into the past, hunting for the absolute faintest signs of life, long after any physical trace has completely turned to dust.
See, when life exists, it doesn't just leave behind bones or fossils. It actually changes its environment chemically. It leaves behind these delicate little molecular patterns or biosignatures that get locked inside ancient rocks, almost like a message in a bottle.
So here's the game changer. There's a new method that combines really deep chemical analysis with machine learning. Essentially, the AI is trained to spot the unique fingerprints of life, which lets it pick up on those incredibly faint chemical whispers with, get this, 90% accuracy. And to put into perspective just how massive this leap is, before this, our limit for finding these chemical traces was about 1.7 billion years ago. This new AI method pushes that all the way back to over 3 billion years. We've effectively doubled the window of time where we can search for the origins of life. It's incredible.
And this isn't just about rewriting Earth's history. This technique could be the very blueprint for astrobiology. I mean, think about it. We could use these exact same methods on rock samples from Mars to search for those exact same chemical echoes of life. Okay, so from the ancient, invisible past, we're going to slingshot right into the present day to look at a hidden superpower in the animal kingdom that is just mind-blowing.
All right, so most animals that eat fermenting fruit, like tree shrews or fruit flies, they can't handle much more than about 4% ethanol. But then you have the Oriental hornet. Scientists were absolutely floored to discover it can survive on a diet of 80% ethanol. That level of alcohol tolerance is completely unheard of anywhere else in the animal kingdom. I just love this quote from the study's author. This is crazy. Because it is. Even after an entire week of drinking a solution that's 4 times more alcoholic than anything you'd ever find in nature, the hornets were totally fine. Their behavior didn't change, their lifespan was completely unaffected. Nothing. So what's their secret? Well, it looks like it's in their genes. Genetic analysis points to them having extra copies of a specific gene that's really good at breaking down alcohol. This extreme tolerance is a huge competitive advantage for them, right? It lets them feast on these super energy-rich fermented fruits that are literally toxic to everybody else. So from a hidden superpower, we're now going to turn to a hidden danger. It's an invisible threat that's growing right within our own communities, one that modern medicine is really starting to struggle against.
The scale of this problem is it's genuinely alarming. New data from 2024 shows that in the UK alone, there are nearly 400 new infections every single week. These are infections caused by bacteria that our best drugs simply can't kill anymore. And of course, the human cost is severe, and it's rising fast. The estimated number of deaths from these infections jumped by more than 300 in just 1 year. We're talking about infections that, just a generation ago, would have been easily treatable. And the data also reveals this hidden and, frankly, deeply troubling inequality within the crisis. People living in the most deprived communities are 47.2% more likely to suffer from these deadly infections than people in the wealthiest areas. That is a massive gap, and it's getting wider. All right, for our final story, we journey from a societal threat to maybe the most intimate, unseen world of all, the inner workings of the human brain and how a new technology is literally helping to remap it. So conduct disorder is one of the most common and difficult to treat childhood disorders. But instead of just trying to manage problem behaviors like aggression, this really groundbreaking new therapy is using VR to fundamentally retrain how a young person's brain responds to social and emotional situations. Inside that VR headset, kids aren't just passively watching a screen. They're engaging with these interactive stories and gamified challenges that are specifically designed to build crucial skills. Things like recognizing emotions or practicing empathy in a realistic but totally safe scenario. It's kind of like a workout for the social parts of the brain. And the big question is, does it actually work?
Well, the answer seems to be a resounding yes. A study found that after just 4 25-minute sessions, that's it, kids showed significant and lasting reductions in aggression. It's a brief, low-cost intervention that's offering real hope for youth who were previously considered really resistant to treatment.
So when you tie all of this together, a really clear theme starts to emerge. Whether it's AI hearing the chemical echoes of ancient life, genomics uncovering a hornet's biological secret, data tracking an invisible health crisis, or VR remapping the pathways of the mind, science is building these powerful new ways to finally see the unseen. What all this really shows is that we are just beginning to scratch the surface of all these secret worlds that exist around us and even in us. The line between what we know and what we don't is constantly shifting, which really leaves just one big question. As our tools get sharper and sharper, what other hidden realities are we about to uncover?